Brianna McCannis sitting in for Clifford Baines, who was never that great of a host anyway. Scientists at a remote laboratory in Phoenix announced this week they have bioengineered a race of 75-foot-tall, extremely strong crabs to assist with large construction projects. An op-ed in the New York Times says, quote, "We have absolutely no reason to be worried about these giant crabs at all."
Today, the U.S. Supreme Court handed down a landmark decision. Despite the growing number of death row inmates who've been exonerated due to DNA evidence, the court reaffirmed the legality of the death penalty on the grounds that it is, quote, totally badass. For more on the case, we go live now to Onion News Network Washington correspondent Jane Carmichael. Hi, Jane.
Good to see you, Michael.
How did the Supreme Court come to their decision on this ruling?
Well, Michael, it began this morning when the lawyers for the petitioner presented to the court a videotaped lethal injection that showed an inmate writhing in pain before dying. As the tape played, Justice Kennedy said, quote, "Whoa." Justice Alito remarked, quote, "Holy shit." And Justice Ginsburg said, quote, "That's wicked."
And what was the defense counsel's response to that?
Well, following the video, Chief Justice John Roberts said, while evidence presented to the court indicates a degree of fallibility in the procedural methods of capital punishment, it is the opinion of this court that the practice remains hellifucking balls to the wall awesome. At that point, the decision seemed fairly certain.
Times are tough. I can't get a job. Nobody's hiring in this economy. Everyone wants to complain. But I have an important, life-changing message for those who do. Get it together and have your rich dad hook you up with a job at his company. Put your nose to the grindstone and say, "Dad, fine, I'll come work for you."
Teenage pregnancy rates have been declining across the state, but here in Pennington, they've jumped almost 30%.
That's right, Blake. Experts say that the increase can be attributed mainly to Cody, a handsome teen whose family moved here from Abbotsford last year.
In one typical month here at Pennington's Methodist Hospital, over half of the pregnancies are the result of Cody.
Well, getting cut off is one thing, but how do you possibly stay calm during a fender bender that wasn't your fault?
Oh boy, I need this one.
Of course, it's hard to keep a cool head in that situation. You'll feel the urge to slam into the jerk's car right where you see the baby seat. But you don't want to do anything that could get somebody hurt on the road. Instead, you should murder the person's next door neighbor. But when he moves someplace safer, you follow him and you kill his next door neighbor again. And again. Now he can't escape death and he has no idea who you even are.
Oh, that is a great driving tip.
Now, something a lot of people want to know, what if someone's getting angry about your driving?
You can't let it get to you. For example, in 1996, some guy gave me the middle finger after I cut him off. I recognized him from TV. That's when I decided to become a defensive driving instructor, developing the skills I needed to eventually be invited on his show as an expert. Now, once you're there, it's just a simple matter of switching out his muffins with the ones you made yourself. Those muffins were pretty good, weren't they, Jim? How many did you eat?
What? I don't know.
Thank you so much for sharing your tips, Danny.
Danny is not my true name.
This Wednesday, Samsung announced the release of its brand new really big fucking television. Representatives for the South Korean electronics manufacturer told reporters at a press conference that the goddamned gargantuan of an electronics product boasted a variety of new features, including being super heavy and having a screen that was probably 100 fucking inches wide for all they knew.
We here at Samsung think this new product will appeal to today's consumers who are looking for a television that's really huge. I mean, this thing is built like a fucking Mack truck. You just really have to see it to believe it.
It's a tragic fact that humans only use 10% of their brains, and thus will never be able to truly appreciate the brilliance of this video news summary, the fullest expression of which exists in dimensions that our feeble minds can only grope at understanding. For more, keep checking theonion.com.